What is up, you guys? It is Mr. With Fear bringing you another little short story on my YouTube channel. So, this is gonna be, sorry about that. This is gonna be another part to what if Deku had a fire quirk or firepower part 2. So, let's get started. Um, Deku, after being confronted by, in the last part, Deku got an autograph by Endeavor. I know somebody didn't like it because there was a dislike on it, so I know somebody didn't like that. So I won't mention no Endeavor. Or no well, I can't. Well, I can't. I don't want to lie. I might mention Endeavor one or two times in this part. Alright, so after he got an autograph by Endeavor, but he only just likes Endeavor for his fire quirk. He met Todoroki. Yes, this is Gender Bend Todoroki X Deku. And he got confronted by All Might for One for All. So Deku accepts One for All, I believe he did. And yeah, so the 10 months of training will go somewhat similar to like in canon. With Deku doing the same physical workout training that he did, even though Deku was already physically trained a little bit, just a little bit, but All Might wanted to see what else he can do. So I'll say for the good, since it was 9 months, I'll say for the 8 months he was doing the physical thing, and he actually done it faster than in canon. Deku, then All Might would have given Deku One for All, and Deku would have eaten it, and by the next day, Deku would feel the power running through him, and Deku would mention to All Might, like this morning when he got out his bed and touched his cover, when he got out of his bed and touched his doorknob, the whole entire door was burst into flames. So that's why I was a little late to come see you, All Might. Then All Might said, I know. It was on the news how your house got on fire. Then got on fire a little bit. And then Deku would say, yeah. And then All Might would say, that's good. That means you let the power One for All flow through you. Then Deku would look at All Might a little bit dumbfounded. And then All Might would explain to Deku that, you have to let the power flow throughout you. Let it go all in you. Let it build up your muscle. Let it flow. And then Deku was like, let it flow. Okay. And then All Might would hand Deku a football and tell Deku to throw the football, but when he throws the football, before throwing the football, ignite it. This is when Deku would say, alright, ignition. And then this is when due to the sheer power and will, would knock Deku on his butt and engulf the football in flames. Like it's like disintegrated the football. Nothing but burning ashes on sand. And then All Might would say, okay, try to put a little bit of a limiter on that power. Try it again, giving Deku a baseball. Deku does it with a baseball, and it seemed to work a little bit, but it's burning through the ball really fast. And then All Might say, now throw it. Now Deku would throw it using a good 3% of One for All, throwing it, launching it up into the air, while it's engulfed as a ball of fire. And then Deku would say, alright, that's pretty cool. And then All Might would say, don't worry, you still got a lot to learn. You got a few more days before the UA entry exam? I think we can do a little bit. And then All Might and Deku would and then the remainder time would just be Deku controlling how much power he can output. And yeah. So the 10 months of training is up, and Deku does what he does in canon, goes to the UA entry exam. And I'll say Deku wouldn't trip because he's more confident in himself. And he would just continue walking. But as he's walking, he sees a he sees the girl. He sees as Deku was walking, he accidentally bumps into a girl, causing him to fall over and the girl to fall. And then Deku said, "Come on now, dang! I hate when people standing. I hate when people walking and they just stand still." Ugh. And then Deku would get up, would open his eyes and see that he bumped into the same, bump into the girl with red and white hair. But this time he sees like a mark on her face where her eyes. And then Deku would say, you're. And then the girl would say, you're. And then this is when Endeavor would walk and say, would say, what's going on here? And then Deku would say, nothing, Mr. Endeavor. And then Endeavor would be like, better not be. Let's go, Shoto. Get up. And then Deku would swallow all his gut and pride and say, you shouldn't talk to her like that. Would scream at Endeavor saying, you shouldn't talk to her like that. And then this is when Endeavor turns around. And then before Endeavor could do anything, this is where All Might would run right in front between the both of them and says, now Endeavor, we're here. Well, of course, All Might's in his buff form. He doesn't want anybody to know about his secret. And then All Might said, now Endeavor, we should be encouraging these kids, not threatening them. And then All Might would help Shoto up and then Shoto would say, thank you, All Might. And then All Might would say, no problem, young lady. And then Endeavor would try to scold All Might on having a child and all that. And then All Might would say, you're right, I do not have a child of my own. But I knew you shouldn't treat a child like that, Endeavor, even if they are yours. And then Endeavor says, whatever, All Might. Let's go, Shoto. And then Deku said, thanks, All Might. And then All Might would say, no problem, Deku. But Endeavor does have a point. You do need to know when business is not to be attended to. All great heroes know when it's not their place, they do not intervene. But you always intervene, and then Deku would say, but All Might, you always intervene when it's not your place. And then All Might would say, that's right. Because I am a hero. And I'm gonna say that All Might is way more heroic in this. And then Deku would say, yeah. And then All Might would say, let's go get you in there, shall we? And then All Might and Deku split their separate ways. And then the same thing happens in canon. I would say in the written exam, Deku gets third place in the written exam. But now we get to the interesting part. The training field. So Deku gets to the field portion of it, and then Deku is just, loosening up, cracking his knuckles, loosen up, moving his fingers around, just getting loose, trying to get ready. He's doing a little bit of jumping jacks, he's getting ready. He's getting pumped up. That's what Deku's doing right now. He's getting pumped up. He's excited. And then a lot of kids are making fun of Deku for doing all this for no apparent reason, even though he's excited, but you don't need to be ecstatic. And then this is when President Mike would yell out saying, oh, there is no time limit in a fight. There is no countdown in a battle. Go, go, go! And this is when everybody, including Deku, would run off to go take down some robots. Now, Deku, of course, destroys a good portion of robots. And he gets a decent amount of points. And Deku, of course, is just touching the robots. But Deku wants to try something out. Instead of touching the robots and then igniting them, he actually punches a 2-pointer robot. And as soon as his fist connects with it, he says, one for all, ignition. And then he says in his mind, one for all, ignition. And then automatically the robot would not just get set in fire, but due to the sheer gust of wind, plus the robot being covered in burning flames and melting, and due to the sheer force of one for all and the power, not just knocks Deku back, but one-shots the robot. when the robot is also being combusted in flames. So he one-shotted the robot completely. And yeah, you could call it whatever you want to call it. Yeah, Deku one-shotted a robot. And then Deku arm hurts like crazy. But he's learned to control One For All, and he can use a good 9% of it. 9% of One For All. But he only used 7%. So he's alright for now. So Deku actually calms himself down and says, okay, that was cool how I one shot at that robot, but I'm gonna take a breather now. I'm gonna relax. And then Deku's relaxing, calming down. And then he sees, basically all the other people that's trying to get into UA Academy. And then he sees all the kids running the opposite way, like, what is he? And then Deku sees a giant, massive zero-pointer robot, and then he's about to run with them, but Deku hears in a distance a girl that is trapped a girl yell out help, and he turns around and sees the girl trapped in the distance underneath a whole bunch of rubble. And Deku would say, come on, what would All Might do? And then he would remember that All Might told him before the day of the UA entry exam that the only reason why All Might buffed up again because Deku reminded him what the sole purpose of a hero was to be, saving people knowing that you couldn't do it. And you do it with a smile. And then Deku was like, do it. Be a hero. With a smile. This is when Deku would smile and then quickly run and uses the power One For All to boost his legs using One For All, running, booking it, using One For All, using the power. Sorry about that. Using the power One For All, just running. And then he used all the power, and then he says, alright, I can use 9%. He only used 9% of One For All. If I use 4%, I could. And then Deku uses 4% to run, and he's running like crazy. Running at Mach 3 speed, like he's running. And then Deku says, alright, 6%. And then Deku uses 6% of One For All, jumping into the sky. And then everybody's just in amaze on what he's doing. And then all the teachers and even the principal that is watching from a monitor is like, wow, what is this kid doing? Then All Might would start to laugh and say, that's easy and simple of a question. He's being a hero. And then Endeavor would tell Todoroki, no matter what, if that boy, sorry about the background noises, and then Endeavor tells Todoroki, no matter what, if that boy gets into the same class as you, no matter what, be better than All Might's breath. And then Todoroki would say whatever, and then Endeavor would scuff a little bit, and then continue watching. And this is when Deku would say, alright, 9%. Time to use a full-on 9%. And then soon as Deku punches a robot, he says, ignition. Ignition would say, flaming Detroit, smash. And then burning the robot, one-shotting the robot on the top portion of the robot, melting through it and also knocking it backwards. And then Deku realized, oh god, I'm falling. Oh no, this is bad. I'm falling. Oh no, I'm falling. I can't get up. I am falling. And this is when he would feel a slap on his face. A girl saving him. So yeah, hold up, give me a sec. My cat is messing with me. Alright, sorry about that. Yeah, sorry if that took too long, didn't expect it, my bad. Continuing, Deku was falling, and then he feels a slap on his face and then he realizes that the girl he saved has somewhat of a floating quirk, and she sees that the object she's using is floating as well, so he's expecting that she has somewhat of a gravitational quirk or something, or a floating quirk. And then this is when This is when all the heroes, including Endeavor, Mr. Aizawa, Midnight, and who else was there? Principal Nezu. Who else was there? Uh, and oh yeah, Todoroki and Momo. They were also there because they were also watching. Um, yeah, and all the other kids that got recommendations. They were all came down to see what happened. And Recovery Girl heals up Deku, and of course the girl with the gravity quirk. And and then this is when All Might would ask, Deku, is he alright? And then this is when Mr. Aizawa would try to scold Deku on how much power he used already. And this is when Principal Nezu would tell Aizawa to calm down. At least the kid did do something right of being a hero. And and then Endeavor. And then this is when Shoto would mumble under her breath, saying, well, at least his firepower is stronger than my dad's. And then Endeavor and All Might would hear this and look at each other. And then Endeavor would just straight up get mad at All Might. And then All Might would tell Endeavor what did he do. And then Endeavor would yell out, you know exactly what you did. And then Endeavor would say, let's go, Shoto. And yeah. So after all of that, All Might and Mr. Aizawa is walking Deku to the gate. This is when All Might would tell Deku that what he did was very brave and he could have killed himself, but what he did was reasonable. Then Mr. Aizawa would say, All Might, you seem to be very fond of this boy. And then All Might would say, yeah. And then out of nowhere, poof, All Might debuffs right in front of Mr. Aizawa. I'm not sure. Well, Mr. Aizawa didn't know. And then Deku was like, oh my god. And then Mr. Aizawa just has a blunt look on his face like he doesn't care. And then Deku would say, wait a minute. And then All Might would say, don't worry about it. Most of the heroes. Sorry about that. Most of the heroes. And then All Might would cough out blood, and he would say, most of the heroes already know about my condition. And then Deku would say, let me guess, Endeavor doesn't. And then he would say, no, the only one that really knows is Mr. Aizawa, Principal Nezu, and then he would cough out a little bit more blood. And then Mr. Aizawa says, let's take you to the Recovery Girl. And then Mr. Aizawa would say, I'm looking forward to seeing you in class. And I'm going to wrap it up here. Hope you like, subscribe, follow, and subscribe to the people I have linked in my description down below. And until next time, fams, peace out.